In today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to set up Fidelity's Active Trader Pro platform for day trading. I'm a full-time trader, and so I'm going to set up this platform and optimize it to be as quick as possible, because my goal, as always, is execution speed. This is a fully funded account, so I also take some live trades today where we'll actually time the execution speed to see how fast it is and to see how this platform compares to some of the other brokers that I've done reviews on. So through this episode, you will get my honest review of whether or not I think Fidelity Active Trader Pro is a good platform for day trading. And by the end of this episode, I think you'll be able to make a decision of whether or not you think it's the right fit for you. So let's go ahead and jump onto the screen share. You can see it front and center, Fidelity's Active Trader Pro. Now, I've already gone ahead and modified some of these settings just to make it a little bit more visually appealing for my preferences. Now, I'm on a 4K monitor right here, and when I first loaded the platform, it was kind of in a smaller window like this. So the first thing I had to do was make it a little bit larger. Now, you could make it full screen, but I kind of just kept it to this area, which for me was good enough. Now, for me, the first thing that I needed was to find level 2. And I was a little bit confused about how to even find level 2. So when you first log into the platform or load it, you get these 3 different layouts right here, which are all sort of basic and didn't really suit me that well. So I went ahead and created a new layout, and that's what you see right here. So on this new layout, I kind of built it out with the windows that I felt like I needed. So the first window that I created is this positions window up in the top corner. Now you can see I can move it around like this. Unlike some of the other platforms where when you move a window, it can replace another window. And I'll just show you an example of what that looks like on Webull. I'm gonna load up my Webull platform. So this is Webull right here. And when you move a window, it gives you the chance to kind of place it. See how you can place it on the side or tab it inside that window? So you can't do that with Active Trader. It's a little more, I would say probably older, old-fashioned, just in the way it's kind of set up. So you do have the ability to snap windows together and kind of make them like this, but you sort of have to manually adjust them. I'll do that later on Webull. So then the next window that I wanted was my orders window. So I went to accounts and I went down to, I went to trade and orders and I went down to the orders window. I put that right here. And then I was struggling to find my level 2 window. I was like, where the heck is level 2? I thought it would be under trade and orders. Multi-trade, I'm not seeing level 2 anywhere. So where do you find it? It's under directed trade and extended hours, which is kind of a funny place to tuck the level 2 in. So the level 2 window is right here, and it's actually attached to this active trader window. All right, so that's fine. That's just the way it's set up. It's to me a little silly. I think it would be helpful just to be able to pull up a level 2 window and have it be independent, but that's fine. They're connected together. All right, so that's our level 2 window. Down here, we've got a news window. Over here, we have charts. So I've got 2 charts set up. I've got a 1-minute chart and I've got a 5-minute chart. So let's go ahead and take the first trade. Now, what I'm gonna do here is, my first instinct before I even take the first trade is, can I set Shift 1 to be a hotkey to execute an order? So if we jump onto the whiteboard, I'll put this spare keyboard here. What you guys know about my trading is I trade with hotkeys. So I want to press Shift 1 to buy 1,000 shares, Shift 2 to buy 2,000, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. I want to press Control Z to sell my full position, Control X to sell half, Control C to sell a quarter. Or is that Control V? Anyways, Control C. So these are the keys that I'm using constantly, buying and selling just by pressing the buttons. As I was editing this video, I realized that some of you may be interested in learning more about my day trading strategy. So what I've done is I've put together a PDF resource. It's called my small account worksheet, and it outlines my 5 pillars of stock selection, the type of stocks I choose, and how I'm able to find them in real time. That's the first step. Then I walk you through my precise entries and exits, the technical chart patterns that I use to establish what I think is a low risk entry so I can have a positive profit to loss ratio. Because in trading, you can put the odds in your favor by making sure your winners are always bigger than your losers. And that means you've got to be really good at managing risk. So if you want to check out my small account worksheet, there will be a link. It's pinned to the top comments and it's linked in the description as well. You can click on that, you can download the resource, print it out, and start using it in your own trading today. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get back into this demo. So unfortunately, well, I've got bad news for you. Fidelity does not offer hotkeys. In fact, I've got a broker comparison sheet that we'll go over here comparing Fidelity, which is this column right here in the middle, with Robinhood, Webull, Schwab, E-Trade, TradeStation, Interactive Brokers Lite and Pro, and Lightspeed Trading. But the first big hit that is on the Fidelity is that there are no hotkeys, no offsets, and by default, no hotkeys for selling a portion of the position. And that is unfortunate. Now, of course, one of the big appeals for Fidelity, like Robinhood, Webull, Schwab, E-Trade, and Interactive Brokers and TradeStation, is that it is a commission-free platform. So there's no commissions when you trade with Fidelity. So that is really nice, but there are also no hotkeys. However, that's okay, because if you're on this window right here, you can go into settings right here, and you can actually set up a couple different things. So the first thing you can do is you could change the color of your hotkey or the color of your level 2 from blues, like this. You could change that to what you can see right here, which is industry. I'm not sure why they call it industry, but that is the way I typically look at level 2, so I do prefer that. Back on the settings window here, we can go to order types and select advanced order types that suit your trading styles. So they allow you to place reserve orders, pegged orders, and non-display orders, which I think is kind of interesting because that's not something that is an option with most other commission-free brokers. Most commission-free brokers won't let you use non-display or pegged orders or reserve orders. So that's interesting. And then the third tab is shortcuts. So you can create shortcuts. You can't create hotkeys, but you can do shortcuts. And what I did was I went to the plus sign and I went to create a custom short key. So a short key is essentially a button. It creates a hot button like what you see right here. So when you click on this button, what it's going to do, if I click the button buy ask or ask plus 10, what's it going to do? It's going to enter an order here, but I still have to press the place button to place the order. So it prepares an order. So buy, and then this would be sell, changes from buy to sell here, and changes the price. So those are the things that are getting changed. And it'll also change, if we go into the settings, we can have it change the quantity. So I have these all set for 100 shares right now. So buy 100 shares. And with this button, you can do an offset 10 cents above the ask. So although it's not a hotkey, it is a hot button. Although, I don't know, a hot button makes it seem like it would actually send the order. So it's a button. It's a cold button because you actually have to press place, but nonetheless. And then the route, you can either select as auto or you can choose some of these different routes, which I think is interesting because typically with a commission-free broker, you're not able to choose any routes. You could place an order, but you can't choose the route. It's just either a limit order or a market order. So they do give you the ability to choose your route, or so it seems, although I'm not sure exactly how this works. So I found that interesting, and we can look at that in a little bit more detail in a moment. So I set that up to be a buy order, and you could choose different actions, buy to cover, sell to short, or buy or sell. So I set it to a buy order. I set it as a limit order, in contrast to market or stop orders. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to make sure that I can send this order pre-market and take pre-market trades. So pre-market trading at Fidelity begins at 7 a.m. and you could trade until 8 p.m. I have the route at auto, although I could select a specific route. I'll leave it at auto for right now. Well, let's try putting it on NASDAQ. Let's just try that. And display, now when you're on NASDAQ, I could say hidden to make it a hidden order. Let's just see if that works. And then the conditions will leave it none. All right, so that was ask plus 10. And then sell bid is going to be sell 10 cents below the bid, so it's using an offset. And I'm going to try routing this one to NASDAQ as well. And we'll make this a hidden order, so it does not display. None. All right, and we're not doing pegged orders, although we have the option to do a pegged order. We're not going to do a pegged order. All right, so let's see if these orders go through. So we're going to do ask right here, and this is going to be a live order. So I'm going to place it. The order says it's filled. Says it's filled at 367. But it says I have no positions in my positions window. There it is. And that's my first complaint. It's slow. Did you see it? I mean, let's be real. That was slow. That was pretty slow to populate that I had a position right there. I don't think that that's really an ideal situation. You know, just for comparison, over at Lightspeed, I'll just do an order right here. I'll just do the same 100 shares. So 100 shares, this is going to be the stock. It shows up immediately. Immediately. And, oh, I got to sell at 44, and it's gone immediately. So maybe that was just one order. Let's try it again. Ask plus 10. All right, so we're clicking this ask plus 10 order, and we're going to place it. It still shows 100 shares, even though here it shows that I filled, and now it's updated. Okay, so that to me is not ideal. Let's go sell at ask. Sell at ask at 69. Well, it's going to be sell at ask at 70. So my order is sell at ask, and my order right now is sitting at the ask at 370, and I'm waiting. Oh, it says I filled, and then it showed right there, it updated. So now, you know, this is, to me, clearly, I'm going to sell on the ask another 100 shares. So click sell on ask and then click place. So you can tell, I think pretty quickly here, that this is a little bit of an issue. I'm honestly a little bit shocked that it's not faster to update the positions window here. But we'll try a couple different things. We'll try a couple different stocks and see if it changes. So let's try, well, let's just try, I don't know. Let's just try Ford. We'll just try Ford Motor Company. All right, it's a big company. We'll do ask, but instead of doing the special route, we'll just put it on auto. Let's see, maybe just leaving it on auto will be faster. All right, so we're going to do ask plus 10. Oh, no, but we're going to switch to auto. So it's a limit order, and I'm going to place it. Order filled at 10:30. So it says it filled instantly, and it filled between the spread at 10:30 and half a cent. But again, it takes like 2 seconds to fill up here, or to show in the positions window. That is bizarre. Click sell bid, place the order. Now that went through the other route. It says I filled right there at 10:30, so I'm back in and out. So the order execution speed feels tolerable, but the fact that it's slow to show up here, to me, is a real problem. Let's go back to ask. So let's try another route. We'll try NICE. I don't know if this will go through, but let's just try it anyways. So we'll do 100 shares, place the order, and that filled right away again. And it keeps filling in between the spread. So I'm back in, but where is it showing in my position window? You guys know how quickly, as a day trader, we move in and out of the market. So, oh, and it shows you the price improvement that you get. Total price improvement, 50 cents, which is nice. But now, right now, I'm confused because I bought 100, sold 100, but now I'm not seeing this position on Ford. I'm going to go and try to buy again. So now I should have 200 shares. Well, now it's showing, there it goes. Now it's showing 200 shares. Whew. Okay. So this is a little slow. And that's just with 100 share positions. You know, if I try to trade with bigger size, you know, that would be a problem. Now, this is a Roth IRA account. It's a retirement account. And it's showing that my settled cash is depleting, which also means that if I start doing a couple thousand share positions, I will run out of settled cash. So that's something to be aware of. But you may not all be using these types of accounts. This is something that I happen to be using. All right, so now I'm going to click ask plus 10. oh no, that's the buy button. So I'm just gonna do sell bid. We'll change it to 200. So sell bid place, and we're out of the position we filled with no price improvement, but we filled at $10.30. Now let's go back to AMOD. AMOD. All right, so this one's dipped down a little bit. I'm down, looks like $10 on that. So we're gonna do 100 shares here, sell bid, and we're gonna place the order. So it's a lot of pointing and clicking, right? Oh, no, oh, okay, no, that's helpful because I still had that order out. So I've got to cancel the order that's out here, right here. Click cancel. Now, usually what I like to do is I like to have a hotkey where I can press Control Q and cancel all open orders, but I don't have that hotkey here, so I have to manually cancel it. So I manually cancel it, and now I can place the order to sell the 100 shares. Now, you'll notice that once you sell, the positions are gone. So if you click manage, or you go to positions and you go to closed positions, you can see today the closed positions. So what I would probably end up doing is opening two versions of this window. One would be for closed positions, so I can monitor my profit or loss on closed positions, and one would be for open positions. And what we actually have to do here is we have to look at our gain and loss, because we want to know how much money we made on the day, right? So $3.37 here for today in profit. So these would be the stocks I traded, and that's my P&L. So I would create a second window just like this, and we're going to make this one, we will just sort of adjust these. So this will be the smaller one, and this will be open positions. So I'll put it right about here. Or actually, we might rearrange that, but that's fine. So I'll have this one be closed positions, and this one be open positions, because I look at the top left for my open positions, and this will be positions today. And then I'll just make the orders window just a little bit smaller here. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Oh, so it doesn't actually want to let me grab onto the window that's tucked in the back without moving this up. So I got to move this up. I got to move this down. So you can tell it's just like a little bit, to me feels like a little, I don't know, a little clunky maybe. Now, in terms of, so that's a walkthrough of our level 2 window right here in our order entry window. So I think you can already tell that if we're going to come up here onto our comparison, there's no question that so far this has been the slowest desktop experience that I've had. So I'm going to put this in red here because this, and actually I'm going to put it in like a slightly darker red because this really is too slow. Having it be that slow to update the positions window for me is not acceptable. So if we kind of look at, by comparison, free, that's great. Free trading. And options trading, 65 cents per contract. Direct routing. So this one I'm a little bit confused about because I believe that the answer is no, that these orders go through their wholesaler, which is how we're getting price improvement on it. But the fact that it does show some possible routes here make me a little bit curious about that. So I'm just gonna say, I don't like to say maybe, but I'll just say unclear, at least as of right now. Because if it was truly direct access routing, I would also pay a commission. So I'm just gonna say this part's a little unclear. Execution speed, 0.04. Now that is based on Fidelity's disclosure here. So commitment to order execution. So under their commitment to order execution, they say their current execution speed is 0.04 seconds. The execution speed that I timed at Lightspeed trading was 0.01. So Lightspeed is quite fast, 0.01. And the other brokers on this list, so Fidelity's 0.04, TradeStation 0.44, E-Trade is much slower, Schwab is 0.05, Webull is 0.12. So 0.04 is actually fast. I think that it would be fair to say that it's fast. And so what's really a shame is that it's fast, and yet for some reason, it's slow to update right here. But of course, without hotkeys, you're also limited in how quickly you can trade. You can only move in and out of this so quickly without those hotkeys. So then back to this list. So execution speed here, they do get a green for that. Price improvement, they report a price improvement of $2.08 for every 100 shares. And that is also as per their disclosures that they're required to make. And this is, these update quarterly, but this is currently. So I would also say that they rank well here. Really can't complain about that. That's solid. Interactive Brokers, Light is the highest. Although E-Trade, sometimes they give the numbers slightly differently. So routing fees, I don't have any routing fees because it's the commission-free broker. PDT rule, yes, they do enforce the PDT rule, as you know. Paper trading, yes, they do offer paper trading. Minimum account size, they don't have a minimum. Extended hours, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. would be the full market hours, and most retail brokers don't offer that. Desktop experience, well, it's not great. Level 2, yep, they've got level 2. A little hard to find, but they've got it. No hotkeys, that's a problem. Charting, very basic. They don't have sub 1 minute time frames. So on charting, the fastest time frame that they offer is the 1 minute chart. So you don't get a 10-second chart, 15-second chart. It's just 1 minute. That's as fast as you can go. In order to zoom into the chart, you can't use your mouse. So I like to use the trackpad for zooming. If I pull up Day Trade Dash, which is our software, you could see how I can zoom in and out by scrolling on the mouse wheel. So you can adjust the axis here. You could scroll, this way. So that is, at this point, I would say pretty much expected functionality for most platforms. You could do it on Webull. It just makes it so you can navigate and move around the charts. It's just easier. And unfortunately, that's not something you can do. You can grab on it, which is good, but the scrolling doesn't work, at least not intuitively. There may be a way to get it to work. You can punch in. You can punch in like this with the zoom in, but that's different, and that takes longer to do that. So I would say the charts are a bit dated in comparison to what most other platforms are currently offering. Their news feed, and I'm not sure if there's really much else to cover on the charts. When you first load them, you have to right click. You have to go to style and then go to candlestick filled. By default, I think it was a chart like this, open, close, high, low. So you go to settings, you change the style down to candlestick filled. Under settings, you also have to show extended hours if you want to see extended hours. So you've got to make sure you do that. And then if you want to add your indicators, of course, you can add your indicators. For the most part, the indicators that I use are standard. They're available everywhere. Exponential moving averages, of course, they have that. MACD, of course, they have MACD. So there's no surprise there that they have these standard indicators. Volume weighted average price they have as well. So that's fine, but no sub 1 minute time frames, and the ability to sort of navigate and adjust the chart is fairly limited. So back on this comparison doc, these are going to both be in slight red. Oops, we'll do it. We're going to do, sorry, going to go full screen. It's over here. We'll do the background. Okay, so those are both in slightly red. They do accept international accounts because they have non-US branches. The market data is free. You don't have to pay extra for it. You can get 4 times leverage. They don't have futures or Forex currently. They do have some crypto. They do offer retirement accounts, and they do allow OTC trading. These are not, super deal breakers either way for me, but just as noteworthy. So I would currently say the Interactive Brokers on this, Fidelity on this scale right now. Robinhood is the worst right now. And I'll just add a row, insert above. I guess I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I like this broker? Would I consider using it with real money? We should quantify that anything below a 5, I probably would not use with real money. I would say Lightspeed, which is the broker I'm using for real money right now, is probably around a 9. It's not perfect. There are some things I don't love about it, but I do like it. Webull was, for me, probably like a 6.5 or a 7. I could use it with real money, but not with big share size. Fidelity is probably going to be, based on the issues with the updating, like a 4.5 right now. And Robinhood is, at this point, a 1. Just for comparison. And E-Trade and TradeStation sort of fill these are sort of all on the in-between. So Fidelity's not the worst, but they're also not the best. Now, I did notice something here, that when I go into settings and I go to the shortcuts, and I've already got these ones set up. So let's go into custom. So let's see. We'll do sell. We'll do another ask 1K. We'll do a bigger position. So we're gonna do a buy order. We're gonna do quantity, 1,000 shares. Limit is gonna be above the ask, and we're gonna do by 10 cents. Day order, auto route, and then let's go here. Let's do another one, custom. We're gonna do sell 1K. So we'll do the same thing, selling 1,000. And order type, limit, action, it's a sell order, and it's below the bid by 10 cents. So just setting these up here. And then, is there another one that I wanted to add? So this is sell at ask, right? We got that. Okay. So now we've got a little bit of a problem. You may notice the level 2 in the background has stopped updating right here. And, oh, so it's kind of, so I'm sort of in this loop here where I can't, and it's gone. So it just closed. It closed all by itself. And that's that happened a couple times earlier. So that, I think that is going to confirm it staying at a 4.5. And like I said, anything below a 5, there's, you know, I hate to say it, but there's just better platforms out there. And you could say, Ross, I've never had this problem. This is just, your computer is funny. And, you know, this isn't something that happens on my computer. And you may be right. You may be right. Maybe this is just my computer being a little funny. And could be. But I did notice when I was in the settings window, this is now the 3rd time that I've been in here creating custom hotkeys, and it doesn't take well to it. So we'll do it again. Bid 1K, sell 1K shares. You know, you don't want to push a platform till it crashes, but it should be a little harder for that to happen than just you know, messing around with some hotkeys. So 10 cents below, and then we'll click apply. We'll go back into settings, go to here. So that's a custom one, and then we'll add another custom one. It seemed to be related to the custom ones. Ask 1K. So we'll do buy. We'll do limit. We'll do 1,000 shares. And I'd like to test out trading a couple of bigger orders, but we'll see if I can get to that. So now this is what happens. Once you've created one, if you change to another without clicking apply, we're frozen again. So let's see if it resumes on its own. Maybe it will. Give it a second. Yeah. So Oh, but then clicking on the bid. So right now I'm in this sort of loop where I can't really do anything. Now, this earlier when I grabbed a screenshot of it, this was the error that it gave me. Encountered unrecoverable error. Exiting. So right now it seems like it's not like, you know, I just click the cancel. Oh, and here we go. So I do have that same error message. It's down on my other monitor. So now we're kind of locked out. So, you know, I mean, this is not ideal, you know, to have that happen. So we're logged out again. So let's log back in. All right. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this is just an issue with the hotkeys, and maybe it is just my computer. Maybe my computer, even though I'm running other platforms with no issue, that this one is difficult. Okay, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. All right, so, you know, could it also be that that's why the positions window is slow to update? Maybe. You know, it's possible. So let's see. So what do we have here? So we do still need that order for the ask. Well, I'll just type it in. All right, so AMOD, let's see. Now I'm going to pull up before I take an order with bigger size, I just want to see if there's anything moving on the scans right now that I should be focused on. Nothing in particular. AMOD, what's the setup on this? Yeah, below VWAP slightly. All right, so I could probably jump in and out of it without losing too much. So I'll go ahead and do 2,000 shares of this, and let's just punch it. All right, so I'm going to do 67, place the order, all. All right, so I'm in there at 67, and that was... See, this is what's interesting sometimes. So now I'm going to do 2,000 shares, and I'm going to do sell. So now you're in the sort of fumble, right? Where it's like, oh, shoot, I want to get out. Every time you click on here to click the price, it changes your order size. So now you're kind of like, all right, shoot, I can't move in and out of this as quick as I wanted to. So I want to change it to bid 1,000 shares. And what was my average price? I filled at 67. So I'm in at 67. Now it's back to 65 with 2,000 shares. All right. So there it goes. Now it's showing. And I'm not on a VPN or doing anything like that. So I just have regular, you know, regular data or regular internet connection. So I'm going to do 2,000 shares. We'll click sell at ask. 2,000 shares. All right. We'll place the order. Sometimes you put an order on the ask right there. So now my order is showing. I'm going to cancel that order. So I canceled that order, and my order was on EdgeX, it looks like, potentially. So now the order's canceled. Price is dipping down a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to do 2,000 shares again. We're going to put the route to... No, I don't want to do pegged order. Yeah, so these are really just the options. They're pretty minimal. Okay, so 2,000 shares, or I'll just do 2,000 shares. And really, this wasn't about making money. This is just sort of about testing the platform a little bit. So sell 2,000 share order. So filled, so I'm out. All right, so it filled at 61.5. It's a little bit, no price improvement on these orders. It doesn't indicate. So, you know, my just gut feeling right now is that this is just a little bit, it's a little clunky. The lack of hotkeys, that for me by itself is a deal breaker. We'll try doing 2,000 shares of, actually I try 1,500 shares. So by 1,500 shares, filled right in between the spread, 30.5 cents there, bid 1,500 shares. So finally it shows up. I'll go ahead and place that order to sell. Oh, so we got to cancel that because I got a quick switch to sell. And then we'll just say place the order. filled at 31. So I got price. So actually, that's interesting. I got price improvement on that. So that trade, I just made, what was it, $10, $5? Because I got in at 30 and a half and I got out at 31. It filled me. So I got price improvement on this both ways. So that, that's kind of nice. And, you do get some price improvement with this broker. But that's not, the little bit of price improvement is not enough to make up for what clearly is a bit of a dated platform. So if you're day trading using Fidelity, I would love to hear how you're doing it. I would love to hear how you're making it work. I imagine you're using buttons, hot buttons. How is this working for you? I'm almost baffled at how it could work, but I know some people use it. I know a number of people were asking me, to do a video on using it. So I thought, all right, I'll fund an account, I'll test it out. But I'm just really kind of at a loss at how you could quickly move in and out of stocks with this platform right here. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me how you could do it. So you guys tell me, how is it done? There must be a secret that I'm missing. But as far as I can tell right now, for me, lack of hotkeys is going to be a deal breaker on any platform. The only reason Robinhood is worse is because they don't have hotkeys, and their desktop platform also doesn't have level 2. So that's like totally out. That's just like not even a serious platform. But you need to have hotkeys for me. You need to have level 2, which is this has, and it needs to be a reliable platform that I can move in and out of, pretty quickly. And I don't feel like my experience with this has given me a lot of confidence. So that's where I'm at right now. I would love to hear your feedback. And hey, if you're watching this episode and you want to learn more about the strategy that I trade every single day, you may have noticed I'm sitting up $32,198 on the day. I am a momentum day trader. I focus on trading highly volatile stocks, and I'll put a link in the description for this episode, and I'll actually pin it to the top of the comments, where you could download my small account worksheet to learn more about the strategy that I trade every single day. I'll tell you, as always, my results aren't typical and trading is risky. So please manage your risk, take it slow. If you enjoyed this episode, I hope you hit the thumbs up and check out some of the other platform demos and honest reviews that I've given on some of the other competitors on this list, because I think there's a few out there that out of the gate seem to have a more compelling offering than Fidelity's Active Trader Pro. All right, thanks as always for tuning in. I'll see you for the next upload real soon.